Hello, today we have an interesting reaction of someone I've never heard of. It's called Clifford T. Ward. The song is Up in the World. It's from 1975. The requester said, probably unknown to you, but you can check out his work if you wish. But please review this song. I would love to hear your thoughts because I've not heard anyone review on YouTube or any other. He wrote so many beautiful songs, choosing one was not easy. This song was covered by a few, including Art Garfunkel. Also, Justin Hayward of Moody Blues was a big fan and did a cover of another song, The Best Is Yet to Come, which is beautiful, but the original is the one I prefer. Hope you enjoy and thanks. All right, new music day. This is exciting. I'm Erica. I react to music and I usually don't pause, so I'll either type or I'll just kind of like, wow, but then at the end I'll talk about it like in more thoroughness, in depth. Let's go. Hmm.
You've come up in the world, and it's all to your credit. You made something of your life like you always said you would. But whatever happened to the girl I used to know, and all those halcyon days of love? You've come up in the world, and it's such a shame. You made success of a dream, but it seems so empty now. With your weak excuses and condescending ways, all too frequent nights alone. I've come down in the world, and it's all to your credit. You made something of my life, but you've thrown it all away. Your books and your fancy talk, your newfound friends and all, your theories on mankind and society.
Wow, that was really good. It was interesting because I'm pretty sure that all those pictures were of Eva Perón, um, which I thought was interesting. I guess it kind of matched the story of the song, like Up in the World. Um, Clifford T. World. Up in the world. I'm trying to look up the words here. It's kind of an unknown song, actually. Clifford T. Ward. It's not even easy to find on Google. Like, there's barely anyone who's done the lyrics on it. You came up in the world. But yeah, it looks like Garfunkel did cover this. But yeah, I guess that really matches the story of Eva Perón because, she was as far as I know, she was a child of a mistress. Like her father wasn't married to her mother, and she was like the second family and kind of grew up in poverty. And then she ended up marrying Colonel Perron and then becoming the first lady of Argentina. And so that kind of matches like what the song says. These lyrics say, this is from some Spotify. You came up in the world, and it's all to your credit. You made something of your life like you always said you would, but whatever happened to the girl I used to know? And all those halcyon days of love. That's nice. I don't see that word often used. You've come up in the world, and it's such a shame. You made success of a dream, but it seems so empty now, with your weak excuses and your condescending ways and all too frequent nights alone. I've come down in the world, and it's all to your credit. You made something of my life, but you've thrown it all away for your books and your fancy talk, your newfound friends and all, your theories on mankind and society. I mean, that's like a poem, That's not just some song lyrics. Like that is like it speaks a lot of things. It's like it's probably maybe a true story, like if people who grow up together and then if she becomes so important and she socially climbs and then she kind of forgets where she comes from. And as she moves up in the world, he moves down in the world. I guess they chose Eva Peron for that because from the movie Evita, because I don't like I've read a biography of Eva Peron, but apparently their Argentina was going through a lot of change, and then technically there was like the aristocratic class, kind of like the bourgeois, and they had like a big disparity between the poverty, and so in a way, like, did they not create the emerging middle class, and instead people were poorer because of it? I don't know. So that's kind of a bigger theme of the song, but it's actually really quite beautiful. He sings it well. The orchestra is really pretty. I like that there was one part that was just the melody done with just orchestra. There was like a whole stanza just of that. I like that. I like when you have the melody and it just kind of stands on its own. It can be orchestrated, it doesn't have to be sung. So I thought that was really good. Um, so yeah, that is the reaction. No one has done this. I wonder, just because it says covered by Art Garfunkel, so I would just wonder up in the world Garfunkel. So he probably has his version. Yeah, see, Art Garfunkel. But it wasn't his song, it was honestly, I like the original one better. I can already tell. Like he has a lot of reverb on his voice. Interesting. Yeah, see, lyrics, CT Board. So CT Board just must have composed a lot of things, but he wasn't really known as like a front man, and then other people covered his songs, which is also a lot of people in the world, but they get songwriting credit. So sometimes songwriters, they make their money silently. Like they've written a song, someone else covers it, they get their little writing share on every recording. So it's cool to write music. That's a great song. But yeah, and I think the Ava Perón pictures kind of fit the theme of it. But he's pretty, the writers, it's so empty now with your weak excuses and condescending ways. He's a little bit resentful. That's to me, this is kind of like angry language. It's not like accepting because it's also not saying he's speaking from his own pain, but he's not really seeing the person's perspective of like, why did they get there in the first place? Like, why did they strive for that? What was their goal? And maybe he's just perceiving all these things about her. It's so empty now, weak excuses. Like, to me, that's very personalized. And I think it's a little bit selfish from his end. He's not really seeing her side of it, but I guess it's just how he felt at the time. So, but yeah, I'm not sure exactly if this speaks to something bigger or just a love story about someone you grew up with and now that person's out of your league. But it's also like, they'd say that women are hypergamous, right? Like women only date up in some way. Like the guy has to be like stronger than her or smarter than her or more rich than her or something. Like they need to have something, right? So he's basically saying, you're out of my league now. Basically, it's a way of saying like you're now out of my league because you've become too great and now I can never have you. So I'm mad at you. I don't know. So you can see this in many ways. You can interpret it as like a universal, like, social climbing, or you personally hurt me because you left me and now you are bad. You've become a bad person. Or it's just simply a sad personal story of how I feel like you threw it all away, what we had, but for what? Because apparently your life is so empty now and you're condescending and your excuses and you spend your nights alone. It's a little bit like spiteful. Like, if if a guy is like those kind of like insecure guys that when you kind of break up with them, they're like, and this is why you're gonna end up alone with 17 cats. And it's like, okay, like I was just like, I just don't want to date you, but you don't have to like be all like insulting like that. I'm not saying that to you. You know what I mean? It has a little bit of that in it. So I don't know. I I don't know what he went through, but clearly he was very hurt. So we do like when songs, I mean, I like when songs are very raw like that. It's just interesting because it's like, what did she do to this man to make him this like worked up about her? Who was she? I'm like, who is this girl? Anyway, that was an amazing song. I've never heard it before. I thought his version was really good. And just from perusing through the Art Garfunkel one, I was like, CT Ward's is better. So I was into that. CT Ward. Yep. Up in the world. CT Ward. Um, yeah. See? It's Clifford T. Ward. His own album. No one even knows about this album. It's like hidden. So check it out, guys. Maybe we should listen to more of the songs on it. There could be some hidden gems that got overlooked in this world. Okay, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.